Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and yes, hello, yes, and welcome to another episode of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. And today I will be your host. And in this episode, this is another episode of Steam Railway History with Foxy, once again on the next part. And apologies if my introductory for the series was slightly messed up and I got slightly lost for words. I am extremely sorry about that inconvenience. I'm certainly especially sorry for that, but without further ado, let's correct things and get stuck into the episode, shall we? Sorry I got lost for words again. I had to think carefully before blurting it out. Okay, which ones have we covered? Right, we did Bodmin and Wenford. Yes, we did the Dean Forest Railway, which is the railway Brian Blessed wants to ride. No, there's no Brian Blessed involved. Absolutely not. No. No Brian Blessed. No. Sorry, it was just, something got a little stuck. But I'm fine now. I don't have a cough, something just got a bit stuck. And now, this one, after Dean Forest Railway, it goes to East Somerset Railway. But we're not going to read one, we're going to read about the history of about 3 or 4 British preserved steam railways in this episode, if I forgot to mention earlier, but better late than never mentioning things, I suppose. East Somerset Railway, which is Somerset, Cranmore, 2.5 miles, 4 kilometres east of Shepton Mallet. Most preserved railways are the result of a shared vision which drives widely different people to pull their skills. The East Somerset Railway, however, was the branch child of just one man, and he holds elephants responsible. In 1967, the wildlife painter David Shepherd had just sold all his paintings of elephants on exhibition in New York when the opportunity arose to indulge his other passion, steam railways. By buying one of British Rail's last steam locomotives, naturally he needed somewhere to keep it, along with other locomotives he was later to acquire, and this 2-mile, 3-kilometre line is the result of a long search. The main station is at Cranmore, where there is a connection with rail track through a line which was once part of the Great Western Railway branch from Witham to Yatton via Shepton Mallet and Wells, though today it is used only for stone traffic. The station building at Cranmore is the only original station remaining on the entire branch, though the signal box of later date has survived to become a museum. With an art gallery displaying David Shepherd's work on its upper floor. The railway has a strong environmental theme, which is immediately apparent to visitors. A wildlife information centre adjoins the car park, and beside the station is a British-built engine which saw service in Zambia and was presented to David Shepherd by President Kaunda in recognition of his work on behalf of African wildlife. The lush pasture, and woods through which the line passes are home to badgers, foxes, and deer, and the deep, jolting cutting abounds with ancient fossils, for which it had been designated a site of special scientific interest. The 12-minute journey can be broken at the halt, provided for picnickers at Merryfield Lane on the outward journey or at Cranmore West on the return. The halt here enables you to walk through the marvellous replica of the Great Western Railway. Now the next proceedings after this is the Gloucestershire-Warwickshire Railway, Gloucestershire, Toddington, 7 miles 11 kilometres northeast of Cheltenham. Cheltenham is a fairly prominent place over in Gloucestershire, that is, as well as Stroud and Gloucester itself. Well, or Cheltenham Spa, as is the railway station, as I've been through that once before, that railway station on the way to Worcester. There seems no limit to the achievements and ambitions of railway preservationists. The Gloucestershire-Warwickshire Railway, the other GWR, started with nothing more than a trackless railway route with few surviving buildings between Broadway and Cheltenham Racecourse. It has already reopened 6 miles, 9.5 kilometres off the line, and its ultimate goal is to buy further freeholds to enable it to run all the way to Stratford-upon-Avon, where the line originally met the surviving commuter route to Birmingham, to rebuild the existing line between the headquarters at Toddington and Fast Stanley. Volunteers have had to rebuild platforms, dismantle all manner of buildings and artifacts for re-erection and set up facilities for the repair and maintenance of locomotives and carriages. None of the stations on the route even had an engine shed. Oh my! Before leaving on the 50-minute return journey, passengers can visit Toddington Station's added attraction of the 2-foot 610mm gauge North Gloucestershire Railway, a railway within a railway, which offers rides behind a German engine. Others from Natal and Poland can be seen under restoration. The railway runs south from Toddington through the picturesque vale of Evesham, awash with apple and fruit blossom in spring. The produce of the orchards was once a major source of traffic for the railway, which was closed by British Rail in 1977. Running parallel with the line to the east is the Cotswold Escarpment, its limestone providing the lovely honey-coloured stone that is used for many of the district's buildings. In the lee of the ridge are the remains of the 13th century Hales Abbey, once served by a halt on the railway beyond the hamlet of Didbrook. The observant eye can discern remnants of the medieval strip farming system, donated by long rectangles of raised ground. Another charming sight is provided by the goats, which are used to keep down the grass on embankments and cuttings, infinitely preferable to spraying with chemicals. The goats are farmed by the local Gloucestershire, Warwickshire Railway member. Winchcombe Station building stood at Monmouth, Troy, until it was dismantled and each stone numbered to assist re-erection as the train pulls away from the popular Cotswold town. It enters a cutting leading to Great Tunnel at 693 yards, 633 metres, the second longest on a preserved railway. The line stops in the middle of the country, pending extension, but the short wait while the locomotive runs round is no hardship in such surroundings. Train service steam weekends from end of March to early September, Sundays only to early October, also diesel on selected days during Easter week and summer holidays, and Sundays in November. Santa and other family specials. Telephone 01242 621 405. Now, Paignton and Dartmouth Steam Railway, that's the next one after the Gloucestershire and Warwickshire Railway. Paignton and Dartmouth Steam Railway, that's in County Devon. Paignton, 3 miles 5 kilometres north of Torquay. Because of their relatively short extent, preserved railways can seldom offer very different landscapes from the carriage window, but one exception is the Paignton and Dartmouth Steam Railway. It begins amidst the candy floss of Paignton town centre, runs along the cliffs overlooking Torbay, before turning inland for a mile or two of pastoral Devon, and finishes with one of the most lovely sections of the railway in the country as the line drops down to sea level beside the wooded estuary of the River Dart. The line was once part of Brunel's broad gauge 7 foot 2 metre 13 Great Western Railway, leaving the West of England main line to the south of Newton Abbot Station and serving Torquay en route. After conversion to standard gauge, it became the destination of the Torbay Express from London Paddington, but the final 7 miles, 11 kilometres, no longer provided the financial returns expected by British Rail. They were closed in 1972, only to be reopened in the same year by an offshoot of the Dart Valley Railway. At Paignton, the lines of rail track and the Paignton and Dartmouth had to be separated, although through excursion trains can still be transferred, and the interchange between the two is very easy. The trains of the Paignton and Dartmouth still evoke the character of the Great Western, with its middle green locomotives and chocolate and cream coaches, although most of the carriages are of later manufacture. The steep gradients of the line mean that powerful locomotives have to be used except during the quieter parts of the year. All the railway's steam engines are of GWR ancestry, the most powerful being a heavy tank locomotive built originally for the South Wales coal trains. Number 5239, named Goliath, by the Paynton and Dartmouth, was built in 1924 and rescued from a huge collection of locomotives once stored for scrap at Barry in South Wales. In the event, only a handful were cut up, the majority being bought for use on preserved railways. Many were badly corroded and missed vital parts, making their return to service a tribute to the tenacity and skills of volunteers and a few paid engineers on railways all over Britain. A pair of tender locomotives, number 7827 Lytham Manor and number 4290 Dumbleton Hall, were also rescued from Barry, but one of the two 45XX class tank engines, number 4555, was bought while still in service on the British Railways. Other small tank engines are unlikely to be seen on service trains, being too underpowered for the gradients. Their steepness is apparent soon after leaving Paynton. The journey starts by travelling past what is left of Goodrington carriage sidings, recalling the days when the West Country would receive hundreds of special trains every summer weekend. As the sea comes into view to the east, the train passes Goodrington platform and the line begins to climb to Churstone at gradients of 1 in 60/70. While the engine barks away at the front, passengers enjoy a magnificent view over the beaches towards Torquay. After crossing the stone viaducts at Broadsands and Hook Hills, the line begins to turn inland, passing at Churstone, from where a branch line used to run off to the fishing port of Brixham. On the right is the railway's maintenance shed. From here the line begins its descent to the sea, twisting through woods and fields to the 497-yard, 554-metre Greenway Tunnel, one of the longest on a preserved railway. Those travelling the line for the first time are astonished by the wholly different landscape that appears as the train bursts out of the southern porthole, for the tunnel takes the train into the estuary of the Dart. You get your first glimpse of the river as the train drops down from the curve of the Greenway Viaduct. The trees thin out to reveal hundreds of tiny boats and the odd naval vessel anchored beneath the imposing Britannia Royal Naval College, built in 1905 and attended by many royal princes. If the station at Kingswear seems familiar, it could be because it was used for the railway scenes in the film of the French Lieutenant's Woman. Ferries cross over the harbour at 2 points to the larger town of Dartmouth, where a modest building on the waterfront covers one of the building covers where a modest building on the waterfront covers on the country's oldest stationary steam engines, a pump engine for a local mine. Built by the Dartmouth ironmonger Thomas Newcomen in 1711. A range of tickets is available for the half-hour single journey so that passengers can take the ferry across the harbour or include an excursion on the River Dart, perhaps returning by bus from Totnes to Paynton. Train service. Selected dates April, May and July daily from May to September. Santa specials. Telephone 01803 555 872. And now, last but not least, the fourth railway we've read about, the South Devon Railway, and this will be the last one reading Steam Railway, UK preserved Steam Railway history after this one. Originally known as the Dart Valley Railway, this line is seldom out of view of the River Dart during the 25-minute journey. It is one of the prettiest stretches of the river valley and can be appreciated to the full only from the train. Since few roads thread the valley and glimpses of the river are rare, the water is home to salmon and trout, so the lucky passenger might catch sight of a salmon leaping its way upriver to spawn. Flying over the water you may see ducks, swans, herons, or even a kingfisher, and beside the line is a profusion of primroses and wild daffodils in spring. If time permits, alight at the lovely intermediate station at Staverton, star of many a film. From here, as from Totnes Station, there are pleasant walks to be enjoyed along the river. In common with other tourist railways in the West Country, the South Devon Railway relies upon holiday makers for most of its traffic, but no other line began its second life in the way that this one did. The Dart Valley Railway was set up by a group of businessmen who believed that the former Great Western Railway branch line from Totnes to Ashburton could be run as a commercial enterprise and that a volunteer workforce would not be crucial to its operation. However, a vital section of the line north of the intermediate station at Buckfastleigh disappeared forever under the new A38 trunk road, restricting reopening in 1969 to the southern 7 miles 11 kilometres. The company soon acquired the Paynton and Dartmouth Railway, which became its principal interest, and today the South Devon Railway is leased from them by new operators who do rely on volunteer labour. Most passengers join the trains at the Buckfastleigh end of the line, which is easy to reach from the A38, has a large car park, and is handy for a number of other tourist attractions. But Totnes has much to recommend it too, and visitors without a car can easily get to the terminus here by public transport. A new footbridge was opened in 1993, linking Little Hempston, Totnes Station, with the town centre and main line station. Train service daily from June to the end of September. Wednesdays and most weekends in April, May and October. Santa Specials, telephone 01364 462 338. How about that? This is 4 stories in coverage done. And I did want to say how very sorry I was for not reading originally the three about 3 UK preserved steam railways and reading their history in the previous episode, as I only did 1. But to make up for the pledge I did not do for a previous Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats episode regarding the Steam Railway History with Foxy episodes, I thought I would instead read about 4 preserved UK steam railways as opposed to 3, as it means to make up a missed pledge. That's all, and I am extremely sorry for the missed pledge. I know I've done it now and it's better late than never, but I'm still dreadfully sorry for the missed pledge all the same. But thanks everybody indeed for watching this latest episode of the Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Thanks everybody ever so much indeed for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next video. Ta-ta, another time. From Foxy. Oh.